Hey there, Chen here. How you doing? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the biggest problem in entrepreneurial. I don't know. I can't even say that word. I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna roll with it. The biggest problem in entrepreneurialism. Okay, so basically being an entrepreneur, especially in online business, right? You know, you probably already know I've been online for 9 years. And I definitely suffered from this. It's like an illness, you know, unfortunately. But basically, what I'm talking about is when entrepreneurs move from one shiny object to another shiny object, right? And that's a really big problem when when you're trying to build a business online, right? Especially with internet marketing, because you're constantly being bombarded by lots of emails from other internet marketers, right? If you've been online for any period of time, even if it's a month or 6 months or a year, you're probably subscribed to multiple internet marketers lists, right? So you're probably getting promotions on a regular basis, and you're finding out a little bit more about the market, and maybe there's a new network marketing launch, or maybe there's a new affiliate marketing product or company that's launching, and it looks really exciting, right? Because basically a lot of these promotions are designed to attract you to move from one thing to another, right? And the problem with internet marketing, as an industry, business opportunity or whatever you want to call it, right, is that a lot of the promotions are designed to get you really interested, to hook you, usually, and they use a lot of money claims, to be honest, right? It's not the best way, but they use a lot of money claims and lifestyle, and they use that to try and attract you, to pull you over, right? Or if you're not in internet marketing, they use those kind of strategies to pull you in so that you invest in a business opportunity, and that's kind of how you get started, right? And really the problem with that is that as an entrepreneur, obviously we want to get the best results as quickly as possible, right? So what tends to happen is you'll be working on building one business opportunity, or maybe you're working on one project, right, in online marketing, and you've been doing it for a couple of months, and it's going okay, but maybe you're not really getting the results that you really want. And then all of a sudden you get an email, bing, it pops into your Gmail account, and it says something like, make $100,000 in the next 3 months, and you're like, what is that, right? And so you open that email, and it's basically a promotion from one of the internet marketers that you're subscribed to, that's talking about a launch that's happening next week, right? And it's about talking about getting in from the ground, and this is something that you have to get in now, and there's a bunch of people that were on the pre-opening list. Maybe there was 100 people on there, and they're already making like $5,000 per month, and imagine the system isn't even up and running yet. Imagine what you could do once the system is up and running, right? And obviously that kind of stuff piques your interest. So what tends to happen is people will move from what they're focusing on now, and they'll go and move to that other opportunity, right? That other shiny object. And this is what's called the shiny object syndrome, right? And it's very normal in this space, and just in general with entrepreneurs, right? We can't focus, unfortunately. We're just human, and we tend to kind of move very quickly to different things. But I can tell you from experience, being online for 9 years now, that it is one of the worst things that you can do, right? It's okay to try out different business models, don't get me wrong, because certain business models are better than other business models, right? And I'll talk a little bit more about that in this video as well, just to share my experience with you, okay? Hopefully you don't make the same mistakes. But there are lots of different business models online, and yes, there are certain business models that are better than others. Some are more profitable, some are slightly easier, okay? But the truth is that if you don't give what you're focusing on enough of a chance for it to take off, then what ultimately happens is you just move from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing, right? And you never build enough momentum to actually take off, if that makes sense, right? So I'll kind of give you an analogy. It's kind of like, building a business online is kind of like an aeroplane on a runway. So imagine an aeroplane is on a runway, and usually it starts from a stationary position, and you basically the pilot hits the accelerator, It starts to go really, really fast, but it takes a while for that plane to pick up speed, right? Literally, you're kind of building up speed, and I don't know how long the runway is, but it's pretty long, okay? And it takes a long time before it gets enough speed before it can pick up the entire weight of that 777 or 747 or whatever, and then you finally take off when there's enough momentum, right? And building a business online, especially online, is the same thing. It takes you a while to learn the skills that you need to understand how to launch a successful online business, okay? And that time, it could be anything from, I would say, 6 to 12 months. Anything shorter than that, you're doing pretty damn well, okay? It's very rare that anyone can make a, and I'm talking about someone who has no experience at all. Now, if you've been doing, internet marketing for a while, then yeah, sure, you can launch something very, very quickly, probably in, a couple of months, 3 months, sure, because you know what you're doing. But if you're doing this from a standing start, right? You've got no experience, you have to learn how to generate traffic, you have to learn about sales funnels, you have to learn about webinars, you have to learn about video marketing, all that stuff. It's gonna take you a minimum 6 months, okay? Don't let anybody else fool you. If you're on some sort of, if you've seen sales videos where they're saying like, oh, learn how to do this and you're gonna start making money this week, it doesn't work that way, okay? Remember that internet marketing is a skill. And it takes time to learn skills and implement them and then get really, really good at them. So it's gonna take you a while, okay? 6 to 12 months minimum, right? It took me a long time to hone my internet marketing skills, right? And even today, after 9 years, I'm still honing my internet marketing skills because you never stop learning, right? There's so many different things. Instagram comes out, you have to learn how to do Instagram marketing. LinkedIn comes out, you have to learn how to do that. Snapchat comes out, you have to learn how to do Snapchat. I mean, there's so many different things that are constantly moving, right? And evolving and changing. And that's why this industry is so exciting, because when you can figure it out, and you can leverage the numbers, it is absolutely unbelievable. The scale that's possible in this business is off the charts, and that's why it's one of the best businesses out there, right? And that's why it took me and that's why I never quit, basically, because I saw the potential. And even though it took me 8 years to finally figure it out and crack the code, I stayed the path because I knew that when I finally figured it out, the returns would be huge, okay? So the shiny, we're kind of getting sidetracked, but the shiny syndrome, shiny object syndrome is really, really bad, okay? So what I recommend is that you stay focused on whatever you're doing, okay? Well, first of all, it's important that you analyze your business. And there's certain business models that are just terrible, right? So if you're in some sort of push button software type of deal, then get out, okay? That's crap, okay? If you're doing some sort of like, I don't know, affiliate marketing where the product costs like $10 or you're selling ebooks, get out. Okay, because that is just crap. That's not a good business model, right? So you definitely need to assess your business model and make sure that it's something that can generate you a lot of profit. It's robust. It's going to last you for the long term. Because you don't want to be in a business where it's going to last you like 6 months or a year or a couple of years. You want to be in a business where it's going to be there for the next 30, 50 years, right? You want to be in a business where you can potentially pass it on to your kids, okay? That's how you need to look at internet marketing. And if you can pass it on to your kids, and it's very profitable, it's got a very, very strong back end, it's got a good front end offer, but the back end is also really, really good. There's lots of follow-up. The sales funnel is very dynamic, and it does a lot of different things in terms of conversions in the back end for you, and it can maximize the customer value, what we call the lifetime customer value of the people that you bring in. That's a good business to be in, right? If it doesn't tick all those boxes that we just spoke about, it's not a good business model, and you should consider getting out, okay? The other thing is that if you're doing MLM online, I don't really want to slam on MLM, but I would say that that's probably not the best business model, because the problem with MLM is a lot of the time, even though a lot of them do have good products, unfortunately the industry is not based around good products. It's actually based around recruitment, right? And so if you're constantly trying to recruit people, instead of focusing on the products, what tends to happen is these network marketing companies get in trouble, okay? And you don't want to build a business, especially a new network marketing company, where they might get in trouble with the FTC or with some sort of government body, and then, you know, because it's all about the money, the commissions, and the recruitment, they get shut down, right? Because once they get shut down, you know, you're gonna have to move all of your team to another company, and then you have to repeat that process, and it starts all over again. And I've been in like 4 different MLMs, and you know, it wasn't nice. Okay, so if you can help it, I would get into something else. Okay, so yeah, you know, once you've analyzed your business model and you think that, okay, this is solid, this is a good business model, I want to be in this, then all you have to do is just focus on it. Focus really hard on it. Give it, you know, a lot of time. I would say you need to build it for at least 6 to 12 months, if not longer, right? And all you really need to do is focus on your internet marketing skills, you know, if you're doing internet marketing, of course, right? And get really, really good at internet marketing, you know, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Google or, you know, pay-per-click or blogging or whatever it is. And then once you get really good, work on conversions, because it's all about conversions, right? It's not really about traffic. It's about bringing in the traffic and then converting that traffic into sales. And then once you get really, really good at that, and you focus and you stay put, that's when you will start to reap the benefits, okay? If you chase, you know, if you try something for a couple of months and it's not working and you're like, this is crap, it's probably not the opportunity that you're in. It's you. And, you know, I know that sounds horrible, but that's the truth. You know, internet marketing business is all about skills, right? And if you're not being profitable with something, it's probably because you don't have the skills yet, right? And I say yet because you'll get there eventually, okay? You don't have the skills yet to command that kind of income, okay? The amount of income that you earn is directly proportional to the amount of value that you give to the market, okay? So if you give lots of value to the market, if you've got a skill set that is really, really good, and it's, you know, in high regard, and you can convert your leads into traffic, so your traffic into leads and into sales, then you're gonna make a lot of money. It doesn't really matter what business opportunity you're in, right? If you're in company A or company B or, you know, project C or whatever it is, you're gonna make a lot of money because you have the skills to do it. But if you don't have the skills to do it, then it's not gonna happen, okay? Which is why building a business online is very, very much about focusing on yourself and your own skill set, okay? That's what it's about. And if you can get your skill set to a certain level where you can generate a lot of income, then you know you've done really, really well, okay? I hope that makes sense, yeah? So if it seems like something is not working, the only thing that you need to do is to look in the mirror and take a good look at yourself and ask yourself, am I at the level where I know exactly what I'm doing and I'm able to convert, you know, my leads and traffic into sales? If the answer is no, then you just need to stay put. Don't chase some shiny object over there. Just stay where you are, and make sure that you know, invest in education that teaches you how to improve the skills that you want to improve, right? So if you're really, really bad at you know, generating traffic, then invest in some traffic education, okay? Very, very simple. If you know that you have to do live webinars, but you're really, really bad at webinars, buy a product that teaches you how to do live webinars. That's it, right? If you're really bad at video, but you know that you have to do video like this, video is so powerful, right? For so many reasons. I'll talk about that in another video. But if you know that video marketing is really important and you need to use it to connect with your list, but you're really bad at it, then focus on it, right? Follow someone that can teach you how to do it, or just practice, right? You know, go on Google or YouTube and research everything about video marketing. Trust me, if you focus on something and you find information, you know, you source for information on that particular topic, you'll find it, okay? That's basically it. If I can give you any advice, that would be it, right? Focus on the things that you're really, really bad at, okay? That's it, and that's all I wanted to talk about today, you know? So if if you find yourself always chasing your tail, or chasing, you know, one shiny object to the next shiny object, you know, watch this video again, because this will, you know, get you focused and aligned, because what you need to focus on really is yourself and your skill set. It's not about jumping ship, you know, from one thing to another. It's about focusing on yourself, staying put, and getting your skill sets up until, you know, to the point where you can be successful. Okay, so let me know what you thought of this video. You know, are you an entrepreneur that suffers from you know, shiny object syndrome, right? Are you one of those guys? Are you one of those girls, right? That moves from one thing to the next very, very quickly if it doesn't seem like it's working in 1 week, right? Let me know, okay? And let me know what you thought in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you thought this video was good, if it helped you at all. Please subscribe to my channel, okay, to get more of these kinds of videos if you're interested. And I wish you all the best in your online endeavors. Make sure you check out some of my training. You can click on the link right below this video. I've got the sun directly in my eyes right now. Click on the link right below. There's a little link there. You can spend a little bit more time with me. When you click on that link, it leads you to my website, and what I talk about there is basically I show you everything in my business, okay? I show you exactly how I built my affiliate marketing business. I show you my traffic sources. I show you my websites. I show you what you have to do to get your business, you know, to a certain level where you're going to be extremely happy with it and where you're generating, you know, 5 to 6 figures every single month, okay? Every single year, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to speak to you very, very soon. Take care.